Hey there, queens and kings. Take it from someone who went through a horrible divorce and lost everything besides her three beautiful daughters and her sanity. And that was close to being gone too. That learning how to manifest has awarded me the opportunity to replace everything that I lost 100 times over. Learning these tools that I'm about to share with you allowed me to manifest my first six-figure paying position, my soulmate, and my beautiful dream home. Spend just a few moments with me as I share with you six practical tips on how you can do the same and manifest your desires. I am Life Coach Yvonne, and this is my Mentoring Minutes. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. Got your pen and paper ready? Let's start the clock. Before I provide you with six practical tips that will help you build a solid foundation with manifesting your desires, we need to break up some misconceptions and clear up some debris, aka your belief system. Misconceptions. Let's talk about what manifestation is and what it isn't. Manifestation is real, isn't magic. Is simple, isn't complicated. Is timeless, isn't time sensitive. Is action oriented, isn't actionless. Is focused, isn't happenstance. Is for everyone, isn't the same for everyone. This is important to share because this is an indication of who this video is for and who it's not. I won't spend any time attempting to convince you on the is and isn't. If you didn't catch all of that, no need to rewind. I have you covered. And the caption is a link to download your 2022 Manifestation Journal. Now, let's get on the same page about the definition of manifest. According to Merriam-Webster, the definitions of manifest are: 1, readily perceived by the senses and especially by the sense of sight. 2, easily understood by the mind, obvious. 3, to make evident or certain by showing or displaying. In other words, it means to make it a reality, tangible, being able to use your senses to validate its existence. That doesn't sound so far-fetched, does it? Now that you have a better understanding of what manifestation means and what it is and what it isn't, let's clear up that debris. Check your belief system. Our belief system plays a part in our ability to manifest with intention. For example, my ability to manifest the things I desired was affected by my thoughts and feeling that I was being punished because of the dark and suffocating time I was going through. I was so confused. And even at one time, I was so frustrated. And I could remember talking to God saying, I'm not a bad person. Why is this happening to me? I was in such a negative state of mind. Now, in order to manifest my desires, I had to deal with my disbeliefs head on and realize that what I was experiencing, it wasn't there to destroy me, define me, or even deter me. It was there to develop me. And for that, I am forever grateful. So, before choosing to manifest, make sure you are aware of and address your belief system, including those limitations, whether internally or externally imposed. This will help save you time and energy. Now that we've gotten that cleared up and out the way, let's go on to those tips. Now, remember, as we cover them, be sure to write it down. If you're unable to do so or you've missed a few, don't worry about it. Of course, I got you covered. The digital manifestation journal link is in the captions. Make sure you download it today. Tip number 1, be clear about what you want. I was in such a vulnerable space. All I could think about was just getting out of the situation I was currently in. My credit was shot. My accounts were in the negative. My ex was being uncooperative. I had three little girls to worry about and take care of. And I felt so alone and embarrassed. But I had to take time to get clear. I had been going about my situation all wrong. I was only using the right side of my brain where emotions like disgust and fear exist. And I needed to pull on the power of the left side of my brain where logic lives. Then I could reevaluate my situation. What I decided to do was I had to list my current situation, my starting point. And that was kind of tough and painful to look at, but I did it anyway. And then I listed my ending point. This helped me to be clear about what I wanted to manifest. Sounds a little like goal setting? Well, if manifesting is your goal, then sure, I guess. However, with manifesting, not so much emphasis is put on the how. With manifesting, it's the belief that things will be revealed once things are in alignment. Tip number 2, focus on one thing at a time. Well, I hear y'all saying, won't that take a long time? Well, my guess is what you've been doing hasn't been working. So, hasn't that taken a long time too? When we think, our brain literally expends energy because of the neural activity. We have enough things we have to deal with real time. So, adding more or a bunch of things we want, it's not good. It's not a good recipe for intentional manifesting. When I was manifesting my money, my man, and my mortgage, I knew there was a proper order. I wasn't going to manifest a mortgage with no money. Focusing on one thing at a time awarded me the ability to manifest my first six-figure salary in just a couple of years after my divorce. Tip number 3, repetition is important. Research states that repetition creates not only the most learning, but the strongest learning. Want long-term memory? Repetition creates it by eliciting or enacting strong chemical interactions at the very place where neurons connect to other neurons. My bad, I just went a little neuroscience life coaching on you. My point, when most people think of manifesting, they just think it's all words. Words are an important part of manifesting, as you've heard, but it literally triggers chemicals in your brain. Now, please note, whether you're repeating things that are negative or positive, this works both ways. I'm a very big advocate and even bigger user of affirmations. Creating affirmations with specific words and cadences help you to store it in your RAS, reticular activating system. We'll discuss that more in tip number 5. So let's take it back to kindergarten and how we learned multiplication. Repetition, repetition, repetition. See what I did there? Just 3 more steps to go. Tip number 4, be patient. In a society where we have quick access to things at the touch of a button, it's conditioned us to want everything now. And sometimes, okay, most times, it's challenging to be patient. I mean, who likes not being able to get the things you desire because of the lack of money, or not feeling loved, or not having a home to call your own? Who likes sitting in discomfort and unfulfillment? No hands were raised? That's what I thought. But even with all that, it's important for you to be patient. In 2011, I went from losing a home to foreclosure to staying with my sister, sleeping on the floor and couches, to 1 year later, having our own 2-bedroom apartment with sleeping on the floor for the first few months. Then 2 years later, to a 3-bedroom apartment. 2 years after that, a 3-bedroom townhome in a much nicer area. Then 1 year later, to our now 5-bedroom, 5 full bathroom, single family home, equipped with a theater room and a newly built outdoor oasis. More importantly, a beautiful family that I absolutely love and adore. That really took patience. Here's a saying that I created during my process that really kept me grounded, and maybe it'll help you as you continue to manifest your desires. I call it my positive perspective statement. Attempt saying that fast 5 times. Be patient but persistent, remembering it's a process, celebrating the progress. Now, don't forget to do all 4 P's. They are equally as important. As you learn how to manifest and get it down to a science, sidebar, keep hanging out with me, you'll get it in no time. You'll see things manifested much quicker in your life. But right now, I need you to understand the importance of being patient. When you are anxious or experiencing anxiety, you put yourself lower on the emotional vibration scale. Believe it or not, your manifestations exist at the top. And might I add, there are things I had to learn during the process that prepared me for where I am now. So knowing this, it behooves you to remain patient. Tip number 5, use all your senses. When I was manifesting my king, I could literally see me happy. I imagined what his touch would feel like, his smell would be. I could hear us laughing and even praying together. And taste, I will leave this discussion PG-13. When manifesting, keep in mind the definitions. You want to make whatever it is you are attempting to manifest seem as real as possible to your mind. Act as if you have it. Though this has many benefits, there are 2 in particular I want to point out. All of our senses, except for our smell, is wired directly to our RAS, reticular activating system. This piece of the brain starts close to the top of the spinal column, extending upward around 2 inches. This bundle of neurons acts as a filter and often identified as the gateway from our conscious to our subconscious mind. This is important to understand because you want your RAS to know that out of all the information you receive daily, that this thing you wish to manifest is top priority. You must show it why it deserves to take residence in your subconscious mind. There's going to be a separate video to discuss this in greater detail. But what you want to know is that once things are stored in your subconscious, your brain will be on a heightened sense of awareness for that thing you want to manifest. Oh, yeah, and the sense of smell, it's wired to your brain's emotional center. The second thing I want to point out with choosing to use all 5 of your senses is that it can put you in a space of gratitude and fulfillment. Think of when you're craving your favorite dessert. What happens after you think of it? More than likely, you go to tasting it and your mouth begins to water, then to smelling it. By this time, your eyes are closed, and then literally, you imagine yourself enjoying it. By this time, your eyes are probably rolling in the back of your head. Now keep that thought. Remember that emotional vibration scale? What are you experiencing now? Eagerness, happiness, passion, joy, and I'm sure some love is up in there somewhere. So now you see why it's important to use all 5 of your senses when manifesting. Tip number 6, take action. Lastly, definitely not least, take action. Now, this will look differently for everyone based on what you want to manifest. Some things I had to do, and others, because I took the first 5 steps, it just all fell into place. However, the main action are for you to complete these 6 practical tips and download your 2022 manifestation journal. Within this short journal, you will find some strategic writing prompts, necessary quick tips, and life-changing affirmations that can be used over and over to organize your thoughts, helping you manifest the things you desire. Learning how to manifest is not hard. You just need the right coach and a few of my mentoring minutes. As I am learning more and more about the brain, it really helps me to understand the term, we're so one-sided. Manifesting, it isn't just about the words we say. However, we're going to change that together. We have both sides for a reason, and we need to leverage them both to manifest our desires. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. I'm Life Coach Yvonne. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Stop the clock.